What's good? This is Brittany Sunshyne with SeedSoilWater, where we align with divine revelation for deeper roots and brighter blooms, and I'm so excited to be here. Let's get this started. So, if you've been here for a while, do you remember the 919 time? There was a time where 919 was everywhere, and it is back again. And what's interesting about that is that it's a 9-year. We're finishing up a 9-year right now in the year 2025. I'm seeing a little squirrel crawling over across the way. So squirrels may be significant, as well as I'm hearing what must be geese flying south, but it sounded like seagulls. I almost said seahawks. Okay, so here's some hints for who this message is for. Okay. And so the 919, we're accessing that celebration timeline. And yesterday what Spirit was talking to me about is these micro manifestations that prove that you are already in alignment with that celebration timeline. You're already in alignment, and despite what it might look like on the outside in terms of the winter season, like the leaves are all falling off. The leaves appear to be dead. Well, they are dead. The leaves are dead, but the trees are actually doing exactly what they're supposed to do, perfectly in season. They're healthy, and everything is moving accordingly, okay? So that's a little encouragement message that no matter what it looks like, you're right on time, your divine team has your back, and the plan is still in motion, okay? It's still game on. And I was being reminded about the reticular activating system in our mind, that we need to be looking for those micro manifestations, because the RAS, the reticular activation system, is it activating or activation? Either way, the RAS is this thing in our mind where it looks for proof of whatever we're believing. And this does matter, because faith is the substance of things hoped for. It's the evidence of things unseen. Another way to say that in the physics world, we know through the observer effect that the electrons are actually moving according to the intention of man, of humans. We have this spiritual consciousness that indeed directs the electrons, which is why they're trying so hard to constantly distract us and to pull our minds into a vibration of the kind of like the lower vibrations, which are the I can't even say quite like that. It's not necessarily non-creation, because you can create out of those vibrations too. They're operative vibrations, but what it is it's not productive for creating the good thing that you want. So we want to stay up. We got to stay up. Okay, so we want to be operating from the fullness of our crown, not only from the awareness of like divine royalty that we are inherently due to being created in the image of the Creator, but also what I'm being reminded of is to actually bring awareness to the crown chakra and bring awareness to the divinity that is poured therein from the heavens. Wow. Whew, thank you, Spirit. Thank you so much. Because we're resurrecting here. And the winter season is a part of the resurrection. Like a seed you were sown for the sake of us all. Now the sign be broken. Through Calvary's spoken. That's called Seasons. It's a song called Seasons by Hillsong. But the point is that very much the whole vibe of this message is this 919. It's like endings, new beginnings wrapped in endings. New beginnings wrapped in endings. The endings are the new beginnings. The endings are the new beginnings. The endings are the new beginnings. While things crumble and fall apart, it's the preface of the new beginning. And so remember, tending to your inner child while you take on these new beginnings, and while you take on and endure these endings. And are we gonna do it? I don't know if I want to share this yet, but spirit. Okay, I'm doing this as a members only video. Having related to this inner child moment, okay, but it's actually not only tending to the inner child, but also the grown-up you version of you deserves to be tended to as well. And so anyway, for the members, you can check out this video I'm going to share. I just had another experience. It was similar to Godspeed. It was similar to that Godspeed moment that I had. And I've done a video on that where it's like something like story about Godspeed. And that is on this channel. And it was a song where all of a sudden I caught myself in the mirror and I was having this encounter spiritually. Well, I just had that again. It was a similar encounter, but it was different, and I'm going to explain more to the members, and it's a little bit vulnerable. That's why I'm not going to just share it on the main part of the channel. So if you're invested here, then you can check it out in the members area. So, but back to this. You're resurrecting, even though, and remember, what happened before the resurrection? Death. Like, death happens. Like, not necessarily in the 3D way that we perceive it, but it can just be in the endings of relationships and the endings of things. And remember that the divine feminine resides within you, and the divine feminine is this crown of creation. It's this portal, this womb. It's where the seed is planted and where new things are born. Wow. And you have that refiner's fire, that living fire within you. I'm also kind of being brought to all three of the root, sacral, and solar chakras, the red, orange, yellow, as they represent like the fire colors. And so tending to your root, solar, and sacral chakras, and balancing them while you go through this transition or this season, however you want to look at it. And just remember this whole time that you are so loved, okay? So back to the reticular activating system. Did I even finish that thought? Our mind is looking for proof of things. Our mind is looking for the proof of the things that we believe. And we know that that's important because through the observer effect, we're actually projecting expectation onto reality. And reality is sending us back whatever we send out. And so remember to start the notes app. Or start in your notes app, like in your just notes folder or a doc or something. Great things happen to me every single day. Louie is going to join us for the reading. So great things are happening every day. And you can also write on there like dreams come true, even if it's micro manifestations. Like I've been wanting this thing and then this thing came to me. I've been wanting to have this experience and now I woke up realizing I'm having this experience regularly. Hi, bud. He's a baby boy. He's a sweet baby boy. Okay, and so that because the intention for your life is that you're going to occupy, you have territory that is assigned to you, and this might not just be land, but it's energetic territory. Ooh, doesn't that make even more sense? Energetic territory that it belongs to you, and you're meant to anchor in the frequency of your sound in that energetic territory. Hi, Lulu. And oh my gosh, another fire card. I haven't even had a chance to see these yet. Wall of fire. This is something where there's a scripture that says, and he shall be a wall of fire around her. And it's talking about the spirit of life, the spirit of truth, spirit of protection, being a wall of fire around you. And so you can speak that, imagine it around you. Hold on, Lou. Okay, thank you. Hi, bud. Okay, yeah, because, there you go. So your vibration is blessed. And speaking that wall of fire around your vibration. Oh my gosh, didn't I just get done saying that? And you have territory that you're supposed to occupy with your vibration, and it's blessed. So it's carrying blessings, and that's why it's so important, because it's carrying blessings that are meant to be shared. And what I mean by shared is like not you going and being a slave to religion. What I mean is that you're literally meant to anchor in an energetic frequency from the heavens, from the light, from, righteousness. Everything that you've walked through and transmuted within yourself is to be anchored in here so that other people can pretty much reside in the frequency of your energetic blueprint. If that makes sense. And so you want to speak a wall of fire around that in terms of a protection. Oh, wow. Interesting. And do not fall for imposter syndrome. Because guess what? We're all like, what? Me? How? Just me? Like me? What? No. And that's the cool thing. This is one way I look at it. I'm seeing the birds flying south again. So maybe that's significant. Maybe there's travel happening. Maybe there's movement happening. the imposter syndrome thing is like, this is one thing I like to say is like, yeah, you can either be like, yeah, you're like, it's so important, or you're not important. Like, however it works for you, the point is that we all have the same capacity and potential, being seeds of the living God, like being seeds of the creator, being DNA with the essence of life breathing through us. But what it depends on is our free will choice. Our free will choice to heal, our free will choice to endure, our free will choice to press on, our free will choice to let things go, And so when it says that many are called and few are chosen, what that actually means is few make themselves choosable. Few are choosable via free will choice. And also because we all do, and one thing that I want to mention is that we do all have different soul paths based on what genes and in lineage that we've inherited. So our paths might look different, but every single path is important because you're doing something for your lineage that then physics shows us that time is not linear, it's spherical. And so whatever you do here is like a drop in the bucket. It's a drop in the ether. And so the work that you're doing to transmute into heal, transmute, it makes this ripple effect through time. And it's going to not only impact your lineage, but also the atmosphere that other people live in too. Okay? So what do you do? What do you do with this information? You keep doing the things that illuminate your soul. You keep following the path of peace, righteousness, goodness, and the things that illuminate your soul. And it comes with sacrifice. It comes with saying no to things. It comes with saying no to people. That's just part of it. But it's something that you want it. You want to do that because we had this harmony in reverse card. Because when you don't follow the path, it creates lack of harmony in your life. And that's not something that we want to sacrifice. And harmony does not mean people pleasing. Harmony is the output, and it's the product of choosing to align with your divine identity and staying so true to it and staying so committed to it that you then attract to you those who are in your soul tribe. And remember, there's lots of us, and like we're all manifesting each other. So stay the course, don't give up. This 919 energy of like great completions, great endings, like soul path alignment. And I'm seeing it almost like a mountain, where it's like these endings are bookends with this very grand new beginning that you've been aligning with for a long time. Okay? So be blessed, we all be free, and I'm so stoked to share that we have a sponsor for this video. It is Epic Water Filters. I am a water snob, self-proclaimed, so I don't know how they found me, but they found the right one because I am always filtering my water. I've lived a bunch of different places and like tasted the worst water. Shout out to Florida, Arizona, but I'm in Oregon now and water's pretty good, but I was still even using the Berkey because our water isn't good. I'm trying to like, how do I say this without getting demonetized and without saying too much, saying the quiet part out loud as I do all the time. Let me just tell you that this water filter, I got the under the sink one. You can choose the water bottles, you can choose the pitcher, you can choose the filters, but I chose the one that goes right to my sink and I hooked it up so you could hook it up. And it filters out lead, fluoride, bacteria, pesticides, VOCs, giardia, microplastics, which think about in our, like, they make products, like shower products that have like little microplastic beads. Where do we think that ends up? Like, that probably ends up, not to mention all the other things that have plastic in it. Heavy metals, pharmaceuticals, chlorine, taste and the odor, the forever chemicals called PFAS, and cryptosporidium. I don't even know what that is, but I think I'm glad that it's not in my water. When I tell you that I tasted this water, oh my gosh, it's like it's like, how does water melt in your mouth even more? I don't know how that's even possible, but it melts in your mouth and you can just taste the difference. And I want to tell you that I have a friend that works for a county water distribution center, whatever you call that. And he was saying how, I asked, do they test the water for pharmaceuticals? And the short answer is probably not. Allegedly, okay? My conspiracy, don't sue me, like Nora says. Allegedly, probably not, because it would be too expensive. Like they only have budgets to test the waters for certain things, and it's mostly things that are like gonna kill people. So it's like they can afford to test the water ongoing for these specific things, but pretty much nobody's testing for that, for certain things that you probably don't want in your water. So go check out Epic Water Filters. Everybody that uses our code SeedSoilWater15 gets 15% off of their whatever product they choose. And I'm so stoked to be partnering with them. This is a USA company, and so we want to support them, and we also want to get all of the garbage out of our water. As we know, everything is frequency, everything carries frequency. So imagine how your life could change in time as you clean your water and ensure that what you're putting into your vessel is how it should be, at its purest form, okay? So check out the link below. I can't wait to hear from you. Please let me know if you check out their water and rant and rave about how good it tastes and it just melts in your mouth. I can't wait for you to try it, okay? Be blessed, be well, be free. I'll catch you on the next one. And a huge thank you again to Epic Water Filters for sponsoring this video and giving our beloved collective 15% off of one of their water filter products. I highly recommend you give this a try. Invest in your drinking water. There is no better investment that you could have for your health and for your ongoing clarity of mind. Be blessed, be well, be free.